Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our test number one from myself and the man formerly known as, but as legal people don't allow us to use his real name, so he goes under the. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. There we go. Our test number. There we go. I'm just going to switch that off in the background because we had open. Pretty basics, really, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's myself and the Couch Pundit, the Beast of Bray, the Wicklow Warrior, El Keego. It's Keego. How are you, brother?
Not too bad. The weekend is finally here. It was a week full of Mondays, so I'm happy to finally get to a Saturday. Hope you're well.
Absolutely. Yeah, really good, mate, and good to be getting this test out of the way. Interestingly, you'll be picking up on your phone now comments that come through live on YouTube, which I haven't got open. But I wanted to stick this up today in memory, because today at 4 o'clock today, there is Keego's granddad with his mate revisiting the shores that they walked on in 1944 to allow us today to make the choices that we do. So our hearts go out to all of those who didn't come back, to those that came back but never really left there, and to people like Keego's granddad and all of those veterans who made life for us now so that we can object to being locked down for a couple of months. I take my hats off to you, to your granddad, mate. Fair play to him and all of his pals for what they did.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody stay safe. They were a different breed. Let's not mess up the work they did.
Absolutely. Cool. So I'm not sure. I mean, we shouldn't see that many people on this. It's just purely a test.
Yep.
We'll put it onto our page. And we do get figure numbers up here, but I don't know what you're seeing on YouTube. I'll watch it back obviously afterwards, but it looked certainly, having it in the background there just before, it looked pretty clear. What I'm just going to do, Neil, is I am going to play around a little bit. We can do that because it's a test, because we'll take it down afterwards. I'm going to open up in YouTube and see what happens. So I've now got that open, so we should get what you're seeing on YouTube. I'll watch it back obviously after, but there we go. I've just turned the sound down on that YouTube channel, but yeah, that is looking good.
Yeah, it looks good on the phone too. I tell you, we've never looked better.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Brandon Smith, how are you, gentlemen? Good. I'm just looking at the remove. Okay, so you can. I tell you what we'll do. I'll check this after. You can reshare through a thing called restream.io, as we know, and I think that way you pick up all of the messages that are coming through, because obviously I won't see them. In fact, actually, look at that. Yeah. They are now coming through. So there's a small delay, it would appear. People ask us why we test, don't they? We say, well, because we can, with people like coming on and supporting what we're doing, so it's good. And I have to huge shout out to the Brandon Smith podcast. Young Brandon is very, very good on YouTube. It's a new foray for us. I have no problems in telling people that. So he's been helping us an awful lot. So great stuff. And he's got a very interesting precursor on concussion coming soon with Nathan Parker and with Stuart Corser. So it's good. Brandon, thank you for letting us know on there. That was one ourselves. So actually it comes in a little bit later, but yeah, that's really, really good. What else we've got? We put this out in the last 24 hours, a bit of a teaser. Let me just stick that one up. Yeah, the new Ulster Rugby Roundup show called White Walkers Chat and Crack, which starts on Tuesday the 23rd of June at 8:30, and for those huge fans, understand why our friends are colloquially called White Walkers. A bit of tongue in cheek there, respect to them. And Ulster is coming, bend the paw to the House of Bod. It's got to be done crazy. Bod so far now, we had to come up with a name for him yesterday. So the lads we've got on the messenger have come up with it, because everything in they say, oh look, wee man, how you doing up in Ulster? Dreadful Ulster accent there. So he is now wee Bod. So he, in the last few weeks, he's been equally on the South Africa show. He's been a spring bod or a blitz bod for the Sevens, and in the All Blacks, on the All Blacks show, he will be the other day with Bruce Rihanna. He was a black bod. On the Australian show, he will be a Waller bod, and now for the All show, he's a wee bod.
I think the marketing does itself. There's T-shirts and everything.
I mean, you can never say that I don't stray too far from easy ways of creating a name. But for the Wallaby show, 3 cobbers, a ball, and a wallabod. Although the Welsh show that we're putting together with Rhiannon Noel Phillips and Brandon Smith actually is it's in Welsh. It says 3 blokes, a bull, and a dragon. So that's written in Welsh. So I did get to stray a little bit away from there. David Toppin up in one of our White Walkers sounds great. Good man, excellent stuff there. So anyway, that's really, really good testing, lads. Keego, what have you been up to?
It's as I said, it was a week full of Mondays, so I was gagging for the weekend. So yeah, it's just been, we got some good news here in terms of what we're going to be allowed to do for Monday. Even though here in Bray, as soon as our Lord Leo had mentioned the changes, we hit the streets pretty quick. So hopefully this is not another example of why we can't have nice things. But yeah, good weekend. We just brought everyone up to Kilrudry House there in Bray, get a bit of fresh air. Going to bake some fairy cakes, I believe, and then put the pajamas on and go to bed. That's the excitement. It's kind of gone from used to go out in the piss for 7 hours. Now I want to go to bed before I have dinner. So that's kind of what lockdown has done to me.
Absolutely. Well, tonight we had 8:30. I've got a monthly roundup fireside chat with Johnny Pullen. There we go. Coffeedog.ie, talking through all stuff like that. Yeah, there we go.
I have some in there, but I forgot the bag.
So we'll be chatting about why Kenyan high-altitude coffee beans are so special. We'll be looking at should Johnny get involved with reusable pods. We'll be looking at a couple of his special blends and sort of tasting notes and stuff like that with him. And chai tea. What is it and how should we drink it? There you go. So lots happening there tonight. And then we are on Monday at 8:30. And we're going to do a couple of sort of updates, aren't we, on the sort of rules and back to work, back to playing protocols and stuff. But generally, it is a question and answer show where we have no, excuse me, no plan at all. And people, we won't do heavy politics. We won't do sort of, any of that sort of heavy religion and stuff. But if you want to ask Keego or Big Joe anything to do on life and how to live it, then we will be blind. You come, the viewers come on, they ask us a question. If they want a song, then we have to give them a couple of lines from a song. If you want a crappy dad joke, there'll be a crappy dad joke. There'll be a little bit of fitness on there because it is my turn. So I'll get something done tomorrow for that. So that is Keego's 5 Fs.
Brilliant. That's going to be good.
So fitness for fatties over 1450 with a bit of flexibility. Bear in mind, starting again. I'm not sure how flexible I'll be tomorrow. Well, what condition I'll be in on Monday? But there we go. So that's Monday.
That's the game.
That's Monday 8:30, the Keego and Big Joe show. And then on Wednesday, we've got part 3 of the greatest series, where we are looking at the greatest players never to have reached their full potential. And we've got Gareth Rees was from there, who coached 2 of the players he's going to speak about. Phenomenal stories. Jesus, his coaching backstories are unbelievable. People remember Gareth, Neil, from the Gareth and Di Rees, who are the Ams Perth brothers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's Gareth Mason from South Africa, little G-man's on. Brilliant. His coverage of stuff is fab. And Voice of Bob, Conor Cronin, is on as well. So that's next week's shows, mate. So looking forward to ours.
And our second, the triple Leinster, triple Bill show that you and Jeff are building, because I really enjoyed tuning in last week. So when's the next one? The watch along, and then we roll into the big Rossi interview.
We do the following Monday, which is the Monday the 15th. There's a watch party. We're still trying to work on how we play that through, actually, if I'm honest, at the moment. But the plan is for that to be a watch party on the Monday with myself, yourself, and Jeff, and we'll have that playing, and we'll be chatting to the people like a live show. That is the plan. We're trying to work out how we physically do that at the moment and embed it into the studio and stuff like that. So we'll keep working on that. So that's the plan for Monday the 15th. And then the 17th, we'll have Mike Ross on with yourself and Jeff to discuss that match. And I'll just be producing. I'll be down like I did last week, which works really, really well. So and listen, we found out last week how to do this. So if I do this now, Neil, it should leave you in the studio. But guess what? You can still hear me from down in the cellars. I'm like a giant borrower down in.
You're in my head right now.
Jesus, look, there you go.
Can everybody else hear what you're saying when you're in the?
Yeah, absolutely. We trialed it with Andy and Dan Fonsale on the Springbok show last week, where I was down producing, and then a couple of times during the show, I would bring up comments like that from Brandon, and then you'd hear my voice, but I don't have to actually be on the screen. So again, everything that we're letting people into trade secrets that we've been speaking about for months, how we can do this sort of thing on production. So it's great. So thank you to Inga from Team BeLive for helping me out and teaching me how to do that. That's fab. So yeah, so that's really good for the future. Where I can produce, but it adds a different dynamic where you get Big Joe's voice. I mean, let's face it, I've got a voice for radio, mate, not a face for TV. So it's great. People will see enough of me, mate, on a Monday. But apart from that, you and the family are all well, mate. Fizz going well.
Oh, good. It's same as everybody else. It's homeschooling. The kids are 6, so their maths abilities and their Irish abilities have already far surpassed mine. So. It's getting a bit more difficult, but no, we're actually reaching the end of the school year, so now we have the summer ahead to try and figure out what to do with them. But no, everyone's healthy and going mad at the same speed, so that's the key. You know what I mean? Everyone's behaving themselves, relatively speaking.
Good. And plans for us for the future for YouTube, mate, when we're doing some stuff. When there's a bit of breaking news, we'll try and fit into a day, a sort of 5 to 8 minute little burst. Something will come in, and we'll try and be on within the hour. Live talking about it, just covering that for a short burst. So as well as we'll download all the shows as well, so the whole pile of things, so people can now start subscribing to this, and we'll start just now over time. No worries, we're just one of a whole plethora of things that the group is putting together. Dave Topping says a few eyes of cotton-eyed Keego. That's
tune in on Monday for that. Tune in on Monday.
Absolutely, yes. Keego has to find the song, So wow. On Monday, if 8:30, the Keego and Big Joe show, a little bit of a roundup on the news and the rules. Keego will be covering that for us on what's changed on the back to playing protocols generally. Quick look forward, because next Saturday, the 13th, starts the first round of the Super Rugby Aotearoa in New Zealand as well, and we've just confirmed that on the Tuesday, the 15th of July, Neil. We will be doing a show. I think it's 9 a.m. in the morning, UK and Ireland, which will be 9:30 in the morning, which will be 8:30 New Zealand time in the evening. For them, covering rounds 1 to 5 with Zakaya and with the former All Black prop Kay's Muse. So we're doing something specific for their time zone. So absolutely. So that'll be covering around 1 to 5. So lots and lots of good stuff happening all around. So Keego will give you a sort of an overview of what's happening with the back to training and back to playing protocols and rugby, and the new rules are broken. And then we'll go straight into a questions and answer where the viewers can and we'll put the link out and explain to everybody beforehand as ever. And we will take questions and answers. So whatever you want. If you want a crappy dad joke, if you want a bit of a tune, if you want to know the meaning of life, if you want to know what it was like when El Keegorino was Keego the Bad in the wrestling ring as a professional wrestler, ask him that. Ask us anything. We just won't do heavy politics, heavy religion, any rubbish like that. It's a bit
no need for that. We're all here to have a bit of crack. We will be hoping everyone stays safe, but we won't be going any further than that. So, absolutely.
Good. All right, mate. I'm going to sign up. It's 15 minutes. Been a good test, and I'll catch you up with you offline.